Oh, yeah.
See a bunch of white. So that's the larva down in there.
So they haven't been captured yet. They just sleep.
So that's one of the drone cells that were ripped open.
Oh.
So when you pick frames out, you do a little bit of damage. So did everybody see the white larva down in the center, down in those open cells?
Down in here?
Oh, yeah, now I do. It's not showing up.
Yeah, and a lot of this, when you start holding this yourself, you can get the light just right. Sometimes if the light's not right, you can't see down in because it's just, you're either getting a reflection or whatever. So we'll set this one down. Notice how there's lots of drones on the bottom of this. The other thing I wanted to show you. Here was where we opened up a couple cells, and there's some drone cells or drone larvae that got exposed. Yeah.
Just leave them and
The bees will take care of it.
Feed them to my chickens.
Okay, the other thing I want you to see is this right here.
Oh, swarm.
And that's a queen cell cup. That would be a swarm cell cup. But they build these all the time, and they're generally on the second box bottom of the frame.
Oh, wow.
So what we don't know is whether they're using that or not. So how would we tell? Especially if you don't have good eyesight. Yeah, what I do is I usually just take that, carve it down, and then expose it, and I can look and say, well, what's in it? Nothing. So that one's dry, so there's not an egg in it, there's not larvae in it.
Okay.
So that was just there because they needed to make one.
So if there was an egg in it and scraping it like that, they would just put it all back together with the eggs still in it?
So the one thing is if there's, no, they wouldn't put it back together, they would probably eat the egg.
Oh.
So if there's an egg in it, that means they're thinking about swarming. And how long does it take a queen to get from egg to queen?
15 days.
Less than 16.
20-ish.
More than 16. 21.
Okay.
There's my notes.
Okay. Okay, the workers were 21 days.
Right.
The queen was 16 days.
Right.
I did say 16.
Okay. So that means 16 days from now, this hive is probably going to be swarmed already. Because they usually swarm a couple of days before the new queen arrives.
Interesting.
So it's probably right
Do you have a
about
cell in there?
No, it was empty.
Oh, okay.
But if there's an egg, that means probably 2 weeks. You're 2 weeks away from a swarm if you do nothing.
So would you add another restaurant on top of you create some more space in the hive? Or?
Yeah. You would create space. You would remove probably the egg.
So George, will they swarm when the cell gets capped or when the cell emerges?
Right before it emerges, usually 2 days from emergence.
So like day 14?
Yeah,
So before it even comes out, they swarm?
right. Because what happens is the old queen
one, yeah.
swarms.
Queen leaves.
Pretty much they want to swarm though, George, once that thing gets capped.
That's when they make their decision,
Yeah.
is about when it gets capped. But they don't go until the new one's almost imminent. Now the carniolans, a lot of times they will make them. They can actually even get them capped, and then they'll tear them down.
Sometimes they just want a queen ready at all times.
Right.
I've even heard of some of them banking their own queens.
Notice how they're a little bit more jumpy on this one.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of an indication that they're getting a little bit cold.
Trying to stay warm.
Oh, so they're moving more.
Okay, so this one's a good one. You can see young bees, a lot of young bees on this one. So like this one's a very young one. The young ones are small and powdery looking. Like this one's very young. Yeah, and there's capped drones in this one. So if we look down in, well, the other side looks better. This one's kind of older larva. This is usually the kind of frame you see a queen on, but I don't see her here.
Yeah, because it's kind of toward the center, maybe.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see into this, into the